A remote ranch, miles of desert, and secrets buried deep in the hills of New Mexico. New testimonies, a leaked FBI tip, allegations of murder. Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch, once shielded by silence, is now at the center of a shocking new investigation. Men, women, victims no one was supposed to know about. The truth is surfacing, and it's darker than anyone imagined. New and deeply disturbing allegations have surfaced around Jeffrey Epstein's remote Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, with survivors and witnesses claiming that men were among the victims of sexual violence at the property. According to a new documentary and multiple media reports, testimonies describe a pattern of abuse at the isolated compound, long linked to Epstein's trafficking network. While many allegations remain unverified and under investigation, they have triggered renewed scrutiny by state authorities. In interviews aired on 60 Minutes, survivors detailed conditions inside the ranch, describing coercion and repeated sexual assault.
The scariest was Zorro Ranch. It's in the middle of nowhere and surrounded by mountains and miles of dirt. There was a lot of time spent in my room, like a mouse in a trap waiting for a knock on the door and for someone to say, "Jeffrey is ready for his massage now." The order meant rape, full-on, forced on sexual rape.
The documentary further includes claims that men may also have been targeted, marking a significant expansion of previous allegations focused primarily on women and minors. US Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury, who is backing the investigation, cited testimony describing such incidents.
A man actually claims that he met Jeffrey Epstein and was brought to the ranch, and he was drugged. He describes in detail a scene in which multiple young men were raped at the ranch in front of him after he was drugged.
When asked whether she had heard about Jeffrey Epstein's alleged preference for minors and young women, but not men, Stansbury replied,
"Yes, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were serial abusers. They really were super predators, and it was just how they lived their lives."
But the depravity went even deeper, with the two most explosive claims coming from a leaked email written by a staffer, alleging that 2 women died at the ranch. The tip-off, sent to the FBI in 2019 but ignored for years, claimed the pair were strangled by Epstein and Maxwell during rough sex. The email read,
"Did you know somewhere in the hills outside the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G? Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex."
Congresswoman Stansbury said the allegations align with patterns seen in Epstein's broader trafficking network.
That particular tip matched the pattern of other abuse and transport and trafficking of women. And that's why it raised alarm bells for me. There's certainly hundreds of allegations of women who experienced really dark experiences. So I think we're really dedicated to getting to the bottom of the truth of what happened in New Mexico and on that property. They have now conducted a full physical investigation into the property, including imaging all 7,500 acres of the property.
The investigation has intensified following the release of millions of documents under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, alongside fresh testimonies about alleged trafficking, abuse, and potential cover-ups. Former New Mexico Attorney General Héctor Balderas also raised concerns about earlier federal handling of the case.
For the life of me, I can't understand why you would leave New Mexico out.
As investigators revisit one of Epstein's most secretive properties, the emergence of allegations involving male victims adds a new dimension to an already complex case.
The United States Department of Justice has released additional documents linked to the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, including FBI interview summaries containing allegations against US President Donald Trump. According to documents published by the Justice Department on March 5th, the files include summaries of FBI interviews conducted in 2019 with a woman who alleged that she was sexually assaulted by both Epstein and Trump when she was a teenager. The department said the files had previously not been made public because they were incorrectly coded as duplicative during earlier document releases related to the Epstein case. The FBI interview notes describe allegations made by the woman, whose identity is redacted, claiming that Epstein introduced her to Trump when she was between 13 and 15 years old during trips to either New York or New Jersey.
Let me teach you how little girls are supposed to be.
The quote appears in the FBI interview notes describing what the woman alleged Trump said before attempting to force her to perform. According to the same FBI records, the woman told investigators she resisted and bit Trump, prompting a violent reaction.
Get this little bitch the hell out of here.
The line was recorded in the interview summary as the woman's recollection of what Trump allegedly said after she resisted, though the documents do not include independent corroboration of the claim. The files also indicate that investigators attempted to obtain additional details from the woman during multiple interviews in 2019. In response, the agent wrote,
She asked what the point would be of providing the information at this point in her life, when there was a strong possibility nothing could be done about it.
According to the interview memo, the woman made the comment when FBI agents asked whether she would provide further details about the alleged encounter. The allegations have not been substantiated, and Trump has denied any wrongdoing in connection with Epstein. The Justice Department has previously stated that some materials in the Epstein archive contain untrue and sensationalist claims about the president. Trump has already denied any wrongdoing. When the allegations first began circulating on social media, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt dismissed the claims.
The allegations are completely baseless accusations, backed by zero credible evidence, from a sadly disturbed woman who has an extensive criminal history. The total baselessness of these accusations is also supported by the obvious fact that Joe Biden's Department of Justice knew about them for 4 years and did nothing with them, because they knew President Trump did absolutely nothing wrong. As we have said countless times, President Trump has been totally exonerated by the release of the Epstein files.
Trump has faced allegations of sexual assault and sexual misconduct before, including accusations from multiple women who came forward during the 2016 presidential campaign. In 2023, he was found liable by a federal jury for having sexually abused and defamed the writer E. Jean Carroll, after Carroll claimed Trump raped her in a Manhattan department store in the 1990s and then denied her account of rape, calling her a liar. Trump has asked the Supreme Court to overturn the $5 million judgment the jury awarded Carroll. Carroll also won a $83.3 million judgment in 2024 after a separate jury found Trump defamed her with an additional set of remarks about the same claims. The document release has intensified political scrutiny in Washington. Members of the House Oversight Committee, including Democratic lawmakers led by Robert Garcia, have launched inquiries into whether the Justice Department improperly withheld parts of the Epstein files during earlier disclosures. US Representative for California, Robert Garcia, the ranking member of the committee, said in a statement last week, "For the last few weeks, Oversight Democrats have been investigating the FBI's handling of allegations from 2019 of sexual assault on a minor made against President Donald Trump by a survivor. Oversight Democrats can confirm that the DOJ appears to have illegally withheld FBI interviews with this survivor who accused President Trump of heinous crimes." In a post on social media in response to the statement, the Justice Department said,
Oversight Democrats should stop misleading the public while manufacturing outrage from their radical anti-Trump base. The Justice Department has repeatedly said publicly and directly to NPR prior to deadline, nothing has been deleted. If files are temporarily pulled for victim redactions or to redact personally identifiable information, then those documents are promptly restored online and are publicly available. All responsive documents have been produced unless a document falls within one of the following categories: duplicates, privileged, or part of an ongoing federal investigation.
The controversy comes as the department continues to process roughly 3.5 million documents related to the Epstein investigation, released under a congressional